The Galactic Concord prided itself on fairness, order, and peace. For centuries, it had presided over the Deathworld trials, a brutal competition where species tested their endurance against simulated environments modeled after the galaxy's most hostile planets. The higher the class, the deadlier the world. No species had ever survived beyond Class 10. Until humans arrived. Arrival of the Deathworlders. When humanity petitioned to enter the trials, the Council laughed. Earth, a newly contacted backwater, was classified as a Class 13 Deathworld, a planet so violent that the Concord considered it a fluke that anything intelligent had evolved there at all. Let them try, sneered a Trillian arbiter. It will be amusing to watch primitives flail in Class 1. The humans only smiled. Class 1, a playground. The first arena shimmered into existence, a simulated world of rolling plains, mild predators, and temperate weather. It was the baseline, meant to weed out weak species. Dozens of competitors from across the galaxy struggled with the terrain. But the humans? They picnicked. Literally. They roasted meat over a fire and waved at the drones recording the event. Is that leisure behavior? One commentator stammered. To the humans, Class 1 wasn't a challenge. It was a vacation. Class 5, where others fall. By Class 5, most competitors had dropped out. Acidic rains corroded equipment. Predator swarms overwhelmed the unwary. The last surviving teams, hulking Zorathi, insectoid Vrak, and the humans, pressed on. The Zorathi lost half their squad to razor storms. The Vrak Queen collapsed from exhaustion. The humans? They sang songs to keep morale high. They used tarps to harvest acid rain into clean water. They ate the predators that had terrified the others. When the drones broadcast footage of humans chewing on Class 5 monsters, the galactic audience gasped. They're laughing in there. Class 8, breaking records. Class 8 was where records stopped. No competitor in history had survived its volcanic eruptions and poison air for more than 12 hours. The humans lasted weeks. They wrapped faces with improvised filters. Built shelters from molten rock. One even surfed down a cooled lava flow for fun, nearly giving the council a collective heart attack. Commentators stopped mocking them. They whispered a new word instead, Deathworlders. Class 10, the barrier. The arena unleashed its fury, a frozen wasteland with storms strong enough to shred ships, beasts armored like tanks, and nights colder than space. Every non-human had fallen. Humanity alone remained. One drone zoomed in on a human named Corporal Evans as he trudged through the storm. Ice clung to his beard. His eyes burned with stubborn fire. When the commentators asked what kept him moving, Evans answered simply. On Earth, winter kills the careless. We're just doing what we've always done. By the time the storm cleared, the Concord had no choice but to acknowledge it. Humanity had gone further than any species in history. But they weren't done. Class 13, their home. The council debated stopping the trials. Class 13 wasn't a test, it was annihilation. No simulation had ever run its full course. But when asked if they wished to withdraw, the humans laughed. Why stop now? This is our natural environment. And so, the simulation unfolded, a mirror of Earth itself. Gravity heavier than most species could endure. Weather swinging from blistering heat to freezing cold. Predators lurking behind every shadow. Diseases, toxins, and parasites woven into every breath. For the humans, it felt familiar. They hunted, they built, they thrived. One group even staged a soccer match for the drones, using the skull of a simulated predator as the ball. Across the galaxy, billions of viewers watched in silence. Not fear. Not awe. Something deeper. Recognition. The truth revealed. When the final horn sounded, the humans stood alone as champions of the trials. They had conquered every class, from 1 to 13. The council convened, voices quivering. This species, they are invincible. A Zorathi general shook his head. Not invincible. Worse. What do you mean? Asked a Vrak elder. They don't endure the Deathworlds. They belong to them. And with that truth, the galaxy finally understood why Earth had birthed such survivors. Humans weren't extraordinary in spite of their home. They were extraordinary because of it. Epilogue, a warning. Back on Earth, celebrations erupted. The champions returned as heroes, their names etched into history. Humanity had proven itself not just as survivors, but as masters of survival. Yet in the shadows of distant empires, leaders whispered in fear. If they can laugh through Class 13, one said. Then what happens when humans stop playing games and start fighting wars? For the first time in galactic memory, the Deathworld trials ended with no new tournament scheduled. Because no one wanted to compete against Earth's children ever again.